Right, this is just a quick vlog about some building site tales. I've been mentioning it a few times in my vlogs. I used to work on the building sites and some of the fucking things that used to go on. And I've had a few messages, you know, one or two of you or whatever, you know, just want to know a few of the stories and the tales and whatever. Like I said, in one of my other vlogs, one of my recent ones, there's one or two of you have said that the building sites aren't like that now. You know, that it has changed, which I suppose they have really. It's a few years, going back a few years now since I was on the sites. And as I say, they probably have all this fucking health and safety and this and that now. You know, it's probably probably has changed, but I can tell you that in my day, they were fucking crazy places to be. You had to be fucking hard. You got to have more front than Brighton, otherwise you're fucked. And they know who to pick on, these old fucking rough crowd. And if you're that way inclined or whatever, you know, if you're a bit fucking reserved and shy and that, then you're fucked basically. And like I say, some of the things that they used to do, you know, you got the tame things, like we used to send them to the stores. Oh, also, yeah, we used to have sometimes the odd YTS, you know, youth training scheme. They probably don't have fucking things like that now, but we used to call them youth tea making service. So that's all they used to do. They never used to fucking learn anything. They used to have the piss taken out of them and fucking things done to them, and they used to just make us fucking tea all day. But like I say, some of the mild things, we used to send them to the stores for a long wait. And they'd walk into the store and they'd say, "Oh, can I have a long wait, please?" And they'd say, "Yeah, you know, we'll get you one now." And they used to just make them stand there for about fucking half an hour. And, you know, being that day, these young lads, like, they don't say fuck all, they just stand there. And they'd go back to them and they'd say, you know, "Is that long enough? Have you had a long enough wait?" And we used to send them for left-handed screwdrivers, striped paint, spirit level bubbles, packet of gable ends, and all this fucking shit. They used to fall for it. But some of the serious shit that I've seen a lad had his head put in a vice. They put his head in a vice and fucking tightened it up. I've seen a lad getting nailed to a pack of timber, you know, through his clothes, like, and his kicks, you know, his trousers or whatever, like with an automatic nail gun. They fucking nailed him to a pack of timber. They just left him there all day. I've seen a lad getting... There was a box that the joiners used to chuck all the offcuts in and whatever, you know, to keep the site sort of clean, is it, you know. And this box, it wasn't that big, you know, it was not a very fucking big box, like. And I seen a lad getting chucked in it. They put a lid on it, they nailed the fucking lid shut, and they left him there all day. And also I've seen a lad getting stripped naked. They took all his clothes off and they greased his bollocks. Got a big fucking lump of old dirty shitty grease and thump right up his fucking bollocks. And also I've seen a lad on a forklift, and on this particular site it was a big fuck off forklift. It used to lift 4.5 ton. I think its maximum was about 5 ton. Most of these forklifts, you know, these little small forklifts, they only lift about 2 ton. If you put a pallet of cement on them and, you know, jerk it downwards, the back end used to bounce, you know, and that's just with one pack of cement. And this bastard, it used to lift 3 pallets of cement, and you're talking 4.5 ton in total. And it used to bounce slightly, but it was a right big bastard. And what they did was, they put a pallet on it, got this lad, they chucked him on the pallet, and they put the forklift right in the middle of the site, and they lifted it as high as it would go. And you're talking, this particular one, like I say, it was a big bastard. It used to lift, it's got to be about 40 feet. It would lift to, you know, to the top of a roof of a standard house. It was fucking high. And they left him there. He was there all day, and it wasn't raining all day, but, you know, it was a very showery day, and sometimes the showers were really heavy, and he was up on this fucking forklift on this pallet, just holding on for dear life. He must have been absolutely shitting himself. And he was there, like I say, he was there all day. From about 9 in the morning, they chucked him on it, and till about 5 at night when we were knocking off. And all the lads were fucking off home and whatever, and they still left him there. It was me that let him down. Otherwise, I think they would have left him there all fucking night. And I remember shouting up to him because he was holding on. That's all he could do. He must have been crapping it. And I said to him, take your hands off the actual top of the forklift and hold the pallet. I was screaming to him. I said, hold the pallet. Take your hands off the forklift, because you know when you're dropping it down, you got the little rollers, the wheels, and you got chain and cogs and things. It would have chopped his fucking hands off. So anyway, he said, yeah, I'm holding onto the pallet. He says, so I dropped him down, and he was fucking crying. He was crying his fucking eyes out, he was. And that's about it. I think there's fucking loads of other things, but that's just some of the things that used to happen on these building sites, I tell you. But like I say, one or two of you have said that they're not like that now, which I presume they're probably not. But it wasn't when I was going to on these sites. It wasn't a question of when you come home, you think, you say, did you have a good day at work? It's, did you fucking survive the day? Because fucking hell, the things that used to go on. Anyway, it's just a few of them.